I'm back. Hello. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I have been on a break since the new year, and this is actually my first time back in a couple of months. And it's super exciting to be live with you guys here again with the Cancer Coach Talks. So if this is your first time here, welcome, buckle up. I have some truths to share with you today. We're going to be busting some myths today, and I am super excited to share some energy that I have gotten from a very profound conversation that I saw in a Facebook chat. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to have you. If you are commenting and you do not accept that StreamYard, if you don't click on that little thing that says, if you want to comment, do that. I cannot see. All it says to me is Facebook user or YouTube user. So you need to allow them to show me your name, or you can just say, hi, it's so-and-so if you want to do that as well. So that's completely up to you. And I'll leave that up to you if you want to make that agreement. So my name is Leslie Nance. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. I'm a certified holistic cancer coach. I'm an 8-year cancer survivor. And I teach people as a complementary protocol. Hi, Rosette. It's good to see you. As a complementary protocol or holistic care provider, really focusing on helping people heal from the physical trauma of cancer and the mental and emotional trauma of cancer in their lives. And that's what I do for a living. I am a certified holistic cancer coach, and I really teach people how to make their bodies an inhospitable environment to cancer and to disease. Right now, I am only working with people who have active cancer or have been diagnosed in the past year. Or in active cancer treatments. Hopefully one day I'll be working with people from the prevention aspect and then also from the remission aspect if you've had cancer in the past. But right now, the only people that I am working with are people that have active cancer and active cancer treatments, or it's been in the last year. So you can find more about me at anystagecancer.com if you want to go check that out. I can put that in the comments after we're done with the broadcast tonight, anystagecancer.com. If you click there, there'll actually be a free webinar that are the 5 steps that my clients take to become the boss of their cancer, which is a very enlightening 45 minutes. And then there's an offer at the end of that. If you want to speak with me, you can certainly personally about your own journey and to see if we're a good fit, you can definitely schedule to do that. So I want you to buckle up tonight because I am not pulling any punches tonight. I am going to shoot you so straight tonight that it's possible that it's going to piss you off. And that's okay. I'm actually okay with that. Because whatever gets the energy up, whatever promotes thought process, whatever gets your juices flowing when it comes to healing and the mindset around cancer, then I am on board for that. And if that means a little bit of aggravation, then I'm okay with that too, because sometimes you need to have a come to Jesus moment when it comes to thinking about what healing looks like for you. So, right? Try won't happen. Well, you never know. So I talked about in the lead in to this particular session tonight, is your oncologist in it just for the money? And I'm going to tell you where this came from. I was in a Facebook forum or in a, whatever they call it. They used to call them forums. I don't know. That kind of shows how old I am and how long I've been on the internet. So, but there was this woman and maybe you're in the same group that I am in and you've seen this post or whatever. And so hold on just a second. It's saying that I can't post to some destinations and I don't know why that is, but okay. We're just going to keep going there. That's okay. I thought I had a technical problem. Sorry. So I was reading about this. I was reading about this post on Facebook that there was this 35-year-old woman, and she had an early stage non-aggressive subtype of breast cancer. And she had a double mastectomy, and she was told that she was not a candidate for radiation, and that indeed her surgery had eliminated the need for any further treatment. And then she met with a medical oncologist, and the medical oncologist recommended a course of maintenance or prophylactic treatments. And she and the reason that they said that they wanted to do that type of chemo was for preventative reasons. And so it was more of a prophylactic type chemotherapy. And so she was really confused about why her doctor, why it was being recommended, and was wondering in this comment, does she really need it? Right? Does she really need that type of treatment? And so, and her confusion is quite valid, actually. It's really valid. And I understand that she had a really tough decision to make to do or to not do chemo. At least it was tough to her. And so that's actually not what concerned me. The question that she posed is not what concerned me, but I needed to give you the background so that you would have some understanding of my next comments. What really concerned me were the comments underneath her question. And I'm going to read you some of them. And I copied and pasted these. I copied and pasted these comments. And this is what some of them said. Comment number one was, they clearly feel they can make even more money offering chemo to people who don't even have cancer right now. Here's another one. Chemo actually increases the chances of future cancer. Chemo is carcinogenic. It is, however, worth a lot of money to the hospitals. And certainly doctors are encouraged to push the procedure. Looks like your doctor just wants to make his commission. It's all about the money. How about this one? Your doctor recommended chemo as a preventative because it's all about the money. And then add the little emoji with the dollar signs and the tongue and everything. Here's another one. Remember, at this time, Big Pharma is out for the moolah. Ask the oncologist if he or she makes a profit on the chemo meds. Ask the doctor who he or she gets a kickback from. They will get your money out of you one way or another, or they'll get their money out of you one way or another. They make millions on people, I'm sure. More than half of them don't need it. Talking about chemo. Sad situations. The doctors apparently get a referral fee for chemo. That's why they are pushing everyone to get chemo. Out of the 156 comments, and I haven't looked at it in over 48 hours, but at the time, out of the 156 comments of this woman's concern, over half of them contained these kinds of sentiments. The other half were people spouting out concoctions of half-truths and massive untruths about what this poor 35-year-old woman should do. Now, the number one takeaway from this is don't seek the opinions of strangers that have agendas, number one, or nothing invested in your long-term health. These people could say whatever they wanted to this poor woman and confuse her further without any repercussion whatsoever. And when you are making big decisions in your life, do not do that. Only go to your trusted sources or get massively clear about what you should be doing in your own care. All right. I know. That's not the topic tonight, by the way, is don't seek other opinions of strangers, people that are not invested. That's not the topic. It would be irresponsible for me not to mention that. So I have to mention it, right? So actually, that could be a topic all on its own, but that's not the topic tonight. So you might be surprised to learn that I believe that while doctors do get paid for their skills and they do get a percentage of the chemo oncologists, it's very different for oncologists because they do get a percentage of the chemo It's like 6%, I think, is the national, is the highest that they can get paid from prescribing chemotherapy. And while that is true that they get paid for their skills, and normally an oncologist is more trained and more experienced than some other types of doctors, and they get paid for that, I do not believe that they are making recommendations to line their pockets with dollar bills. Now then, do I believe that there are some shit doctors out there that are doing that? Yes. Do I believe it is a massive part of the wheel? I do not. I believe that there are a whole lot more compassionate doctors that aren't in it for just the money than there are corrupt doctors, although I do believe that corruption does exist. I do believe that there are some things that are fundamentally wrong with the cost of healthcare, especially in America. Absolutely, I believe that. I don't believe that individual doctors are in it for the big bucks. And moreover, I want to tell you my reasoning behind that. I want to share with you and bust some myths tonight and get you on a better footing in your own mindset about the very people that are extending their care towards you. So, number one, here's something that I hear all the friggin' time. My doctor wants to keep me sick so they can make money off of me. If they keep me sick, then they make more money. But if they heal me, they don't make any money. Well, also, if you die, they don't make any money either. This is totally false. I work with some pretty amazing doctors. I work with some of the most well-regarded oncologists in the country. And I can tell you with all my experience that none of these doctors, mostly oncologists, that none of them are interested in you staying sick. That means they're not good at their job. If it just comes down to the pride of being a doctor, none of them are interested in you staying sick. That means they're not doing their job. Number one. It's kind of true, however, so there's a big falsehood in there. And then it's kind of true in the sense that doctors are very limited in their resources about how they can help you. They must follow a standard of care. They must follow a protocol, mostly for liability reasons. And I will tell you that most of these doctors have shared with me how they feel stuck by that they feel like they're in that they can't reach higher in patient care because of those limitations, and how they really want to help their patients. But these limitations that are imposed on them, really by the medical community, by licensing, by insurance, by malpractice claims, really keeps them in a little bit of a bubble and keeps them sometimes from giving them the type of care that they want to give you. So they have to work within the standard of care and what is recommended for that particular scenario, whatever your scenario is. I work with one doctor and her patient, actually. So this doctor actually referred her patient to me to work with me as a cancer coach. And she was happy to find me. This is what this doctor said to me, this oncologist said to me. She said, "I'm so happy to find you because you can help her. You can help her think outside the box for healing. And I'm a little stuck by the parameters of the medical community to be able to help her do that legally." Number two, this is the number two myth. My doctor doesn't talk about diet, because they know that diet cures things, and they won't make as much money if I'm changing my diet and paying attention to my health and getting better. This is along the same line, but this is why people think that doctors don't talk about diet. It is false. Your doctor does not put any weight in diet because they are cancer technicians. They are not dietitians. There are other people to do that. And they have very specific goals with the tools that they have available to them. So chemotherapy, don't lose too much weight. Don't do things that will make your chemo treatments less effective. This is what they're trying to accomplish, right? When they think about diet. Don't lose energy because you're not eating enough. In other words, get malnourished because you're too afraid of food. You're afraid it's going to cause more cancer. There is a long list of nutritional goals that your doctor has for you, but they're not necessarily based on healing cancer. They're based on keeping you healthy during the process of their treatments. Does that make sense? They have to work from practicality. They have to work from a scenario that is practical for how they are treating you. Now, it's kind of true that your doctor doesn't know anything about diet. There's a kind of truth in there that they don't know anything about diet because your doctor, especially your oncologist, only gets 7 to 13 hours of training in all of their medical training. From the time that they enter medical school to the time that they go through their internship, they get about 7 to 13 hours. And I don't know how many hours total it takes to become a doctor, but it's a heck of a lot more than 7 to 13 hours. They get a minuscule amount of nutrition. And typically it's around, especially oncologists, it's around about don't lose too much weight. Don't make sure that you're getting anemic. Don't, make sure that you're not doing things that are contrary to your treatments. So there is some truth in there that they don't talk to you about diet, but it's not because of the money issue. And the big truth, like the full truth, is that nutrition plays a huge part in survival, healing, and sidestepping side effects from treatments, and in your recovery. And your doctors believe that they have a solution to your problem with the tools that they are provided. And normally not open to your own personal diet suggestions because they're just technicians for cancer. Number 3, my doctor gets kickbacks from the chemo makers, so he prescribes them to make more money. Go on fancy chemo company trips and get things like golf memberships and private jets. People have actually said this to me. I kind of screwed it up. Let me say it again. My doctor gets kickbacks from the chemo makers, or the people who make the drug. So he prescribes them so he can make more money, so he can go on fancy chemo company trips, so he can get things like golf memberships and private jets. I have had people say that to me. Now then, oncologists make really good money. They are specialists in their field. They get paid really well. Do they get a percentage? Absolutely. And there is some truth and some false in this. Oncology is a unique practice. And they buy the chemo drug, essentially. The office, the practice actually buys the chemo drug and sells it to you, or to your insurance company, sells it to you as a patient. And they make about 6% of that profit. So it does bring up some concerns of, thinking about thinking about accountability to this process, it brings up the concern that if one drug is $70 a unit and another drug that does the same thing, maybe the name brand of that drug is $2,000 a unit, that the doctor prescribes the more expensive drug, even if it's not the best drug for the job. Now, there is some concern and there is a lot of talk about that. And there is some legislation that is happening in some states over that very thing. And that doctors would no longer buy the chemo drug and sell it to you, but basically the way most medicine works is that you buy it from the drug company and it comes right to you. And so there is some tweaking in there, but you have to think about that. Well, let me share this with you. For this particular talk, 2 days ago when I was preparing for this talk, I actually emailed several of my doctors that I work with. I work with about 50 across the country, and which is a drop in the tiny little minuscule blip among all the oncologists. So I don't want you to think I'm some badass because I work with 50 doctors. I wish I worked with 50,000 doctors, but I work with about 50 across the country. And they refer their patients to me that are more interested in doing things a little more naturally, while also, taking a holistic practice and marrying it with medical to achieve a particular outcome. And so they refer their patients to me quite often. And so in this email, I just emailed them out of the blue, and I asked them how much a course of Taxol, which is a common drug that is given for breast cancer and other cancers too, but most of the time I see it in breast cancer. How much is a full course of treatment for Taxol? And every single one of them emailed me back and said, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. None, zilch, nada, nothing. Have no idea how much it cost. And most of them referred me to their billing department to get that answer. I didn't tell them even why I was asking. We just have a relationship, so I knew I could ask them without any questions about why I was asking. Now, some of them are going to watch this. They're going to be like, that was sneaky, Leslie. But it's to prove a point. It's to prove that your doctors, most of your doctors, especially the ones that you feel most confident with, they have no idea how much these drugs cost, which means that they don't give a flip about that 6%. They are trying to give you the tool that they have for the job. It's like having a carpenter and giving him a hammer and a saw and the things that he needs to work with wood, or thinking that your carpenter should have a knife to cut your bread. It's not his job, and that's not the tools that he has. It's very much the same thing with your doctors and your oncologist. If you want a litmus test for this, then ask your doctor. Ask your doctor how much anything that they prescribe is. Have any of you ever done this? You've asked your doctor, well, how much is that? How much is it to do that type of treatment? They're like, no idea. I couldn't tell you. From my general practitioner to my oncologist to specialists that I've worked with in the past, when I ask them that, because a lot of times before the insurance thing changed, I didn't have any insurance, so I was going to have to pay out of pocket. So I was most interested in knowing how much it cost. Most of them could not even give me a ballpark of how much it cost. A dentist, a doctor, anybody, they had no idea. They couldn't tell you how much their services cost. Most of them don't even know how much their how much their appointment is. They have no freaking clue. So to say it that they're in it for the money makes me scratch my head. Puts a lot of doubt there. Are there shit doctors out there? Yes. Are those doctors making a mess of things? Yeah. They normally, right? They normally don't get away with that type of behavior very long. So, to throw every single doctor under the bus for the crimes of a few is not the fault of the medical community. It's your fault. Wait, what? She's blaming me? How could she friggin' blame me? I'm blaming you because if you're staying stuck in these mentalities, then you're letting cancer boss you around. I told you to buckle up. I was not messing around tonight. I'm going to prove why that is. You are not clear about your own intentions to heal. So it makes it easier to blame other people for you not getting what you want. Cancer's bossing you around. You're leaning so deeply into a process that you're not taking any responsibility for what's happening in your own life. And that means cancer's bossing you around. You're overreaching in the distrust in the medical community. And it's a convenient narrative to stay stuck there. Because when you're blaming somebody else, you don't have to take any of the blame. Sorry, there's somebody at our door. Let me close my door. Hold on. We're still in full work mode around here. So the woman who asked about chemo and got 154 opinions, and that's when I stopped looking. I haven't even looked in a couple of days. At that time, within 24 hours of her asking the questions, she got 154 opinions about why she should be doing XYZ. And some of these comments that she got even included, you should do the chemo. Who knows what she will choose to heal? Who knows how she will find her way and what she will decide to do about her own health? But here's the bottom line about this entire conversation tonight. You attract by your intentions of what you want to happen. If you stay in the doctors are in it for the money, your likelihood of attracting that kind of doctor that's in it for the money, that shit doctor I was talking about, is very, very possible. If you are staying stuck, that's number one. Number two, if you're staying stuck in the grubby place of my doctor's trying to keep me sick, guess what? You are going to attract that kind of doctor. Sorry, guys. Thanks. Sorry. I couldn't focus because my husband was talking to somebody. Number three, if you are worried about your doctor's paycheck instead of your own care, you will attract that energy from your doctor. Do I need to say those again? Are you guys clear? I know it's kind of a punch in the gut sometimes with these kinds of realities. But where you focus your attention, your energy is going to flow to that space. That's what you are going to attract in your life. So if you're walking around with your hands on your hips, my doctor's trying to keep me sick, it's likely you've attracted that kind of doctor. My doctor's just in it for the money. It's likely that you've attracted that kind of doctor. Every single bit of these myths were 100% true if you stay in victim mode. Guess what you're going to be? If you stay in victim mode, what are you going to be? A victim a victim of circumstance, a victim of a doctor that may be overtreating you, a victim of a doctor who maybe doesn't care. You attract what your belief system is. If you believe the medical community is complete crap and cannot offer you anything in your care, that's what you're going to attract, is complete crap. If you're always leaning into conspiracy theories and staying wayward in your mindset and leery, they're trying to kill me. They want to keep me sick. And that's what you're going to attract. That's not the doctor's fault. That's not the medical community's fault. That's your fault. Now, if instead you make space for healing in your life and you seek out clarity about how you want to heal, you ask the kind of questions that actually matter to your long-term health and to your long-term health goals, even more importantly, and you are crystal clear about what you want from a doctor, then and only then do you step towards healing and getting everything that you want. Clarity comes from asking hard questions and getting hard truths. But sometimes it's the only way we can heal. And I'm not talking about hard questions from your doctor. I'm talking about hard questions from here, inside of here, inside your heart. Now, I can help you get that kind of badass clarity. I only work with people who are dedicated to staying out or getting out of victim mode and going straight to healing mode. That's what I do for a living. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go get your healing. Right? I truly believe that there's not a person in here that cancer is your destiny. But I also believe that you have to dig deep to find your path towards that healing. Okay. I hope this was helpful for tonight. I hope that you gain something from this process of thinking. And when you're staying stuck in this everybody's out to get me mode, that's victim mode. And victim mode is not going to help you progress to healing. In fact, it's going to hold you back. It's going to staple your forehead to the carpet and keep you stuck. And I know that there's not a single one of you out there that is interested in staying stuck. I know that each and every one of you that has cancer or has had cancer is interested, very interested in getting unstuck. If you need help doing that, I'm your girl. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. I'm a certified holistic cancer coach. I teach people how to focus their energy, body, mind, and soul, physical body, emotional body, mental body, to a laser beam of healing. If you want to know what the silver bullet is for cancer, you just only need to look inward. I asked my clients today about, actually last week, we were talking in our group training. I do a group training with my private clients once a week. And, we were talking about intentions, and we were talking about getting out of confusion mode and staying out of confusion. And I told them, I said, if you focus only on your goal, and every question that you have in your mindset about what to do next or how to do this or what should I be doing, if you focus only on your goal, every single answer is within that goal. But first, you need to know where you're going. You can't fly blind. You have to know what you want your outcome to be, and you have to be defiant about getting that outcome. And if that's you, and you're like, yeah, how do I do that? I want to do that. I'm your girl. I can help you align to that. All you need to do is reach out to me, and I am happy to do that. Okay, so if you have questions and you want to type those into the comment area right now, I'm going to go read a couple of comments and we'll take it from there. If you have to leave, it's really a pleasure having you here. If you're new to me, please make sure you bookmark the page. Please make sure that you turn on notifications for this page so that you can get more trainings like this. There, if you look in the video section, there are a ton of videos already there. You can go binge watch. Binge watch the Cancer Coach talks. There's some amazing information in there, so don't miss the opportunity to do that. So I'm going to read what Janice said here. Janice said here today, it's 1 year ago today, I had my screening mammogram that discovered my breast cancer. I am here to say that I have weathered treatment well, and thanks to marrying the surgeon's medical and radiologist oncologist and Leslie's radiology oncologist plan and Leslie's support with nutrition and mindset work, I consider myself cancer-free at this point and will continue every 3 weeks on Herceptin into July. Yay! I love that, Janice. Congratulations. Janice is one of my previous clients and a total cancer boss, you guys. One day I'm gonna tell Janice's story. I have a picture of her when she started chemo and when she ended chemo, and she actually looks healthier at the end of chemotherapy than at the beginning. It's amazing. Or at the very least, you cannot see a change. And she really bossed her way through the mindset and the nutrition work and really aligning to healing. And I'm so proud of you, Janice. And I'm so happy to see you here. And I love you so very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sherry. That's a very sweet thing to say. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Okay. So Melissa is asking, how long do you work with clients and what do you charge? That's a great question, Melissa. Hi, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. So how long do I work with clients? It depends on the client, actually. The master program, so the bulk of the program is delivered in 8 weeks, but there is an opportunity to continue on in the program as well under a subscription base. So it really depends on the client and how much that they want. During that 8 weeks, it is an intensive, really leaning into everything that I talked about tonight, which is, that laser beam focused towards healing, using nutrition, using mindset, using emotional care, really healing inside and out, physically, mentally, emotionally, from the trauma of a cancer diagnosis. The other question you have is, what do I charge? And this isn't like a big secret or anything, but what I'd like for you to do is to make a phone call with me. I need to make sure that you are right for the program. And so there is nowhere that you can go online and enroll for my program. That's not how I roll, because I screen every person through an application process and through a phone call conversation to make sure that I can help you. And anybody that's here that's had one of those calls with me will tell you it's very much from a loving space. And if I can help you, I will show you how. And if I can't, I will point you in a direction to get the help that you need. And so either way, you're going to get massive amounts of value from that first free phone call. So that first phone call is absolutely free. The program is definitely an investment, but it is but I need to make sure that you're right for that. And then we can discuss what that looks like. And I can give you all the options for that as well. So, so if it's something that you even think you're remotely interested in, let me just put in a link right here and you guys can go, you can book a call with me. So I'm just going to put in book a free call with the cancer coach, Leslie Nance. And this is the link right here, www.anystage. I don't know why I'm spelling it out while I'm typing it, but that's just what I'm doing. So let me make sure I spelled that right. cancer.com/apply. This will take you through that application process. So there are no right or wrong answers on those applications, by the way, people. You fill it out. I think that only if you're seeking information about how to become a cancer coach is the only time that I have canceled a phone call. So just so you know. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you're here tonight. It's good to have you. Thank you for being here. So hopefully you guys got that call. So, or got that link there. So, all right. Let's see. So, let's see who else had a question. Oh, I love you too, Janice. Yay, Janice. I know, right? Oh, thank you, Rosette. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Rachel's amazing daughter of one of my clients. Thank you so much. I love you so very much. So good to have you here. Even the family gets in on this. Yeah. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for being here tonight. There'll be replay too, so you can go back and listen to my feistiness because I was a little feisty tonight. Thank you, Emery. That's so sweet. I love that you said that. I appreciate it so much. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It's so sweet. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling the love tonight. Thank you. I'm going to soak it all up like a big fat biscuit. I'm going to sop y'all up with a biscuit. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. That was weird. That might have been weird. Oh goodness. All right. Any more questions? Anybody else have any questions tonight? I am happy to do just like a little quick Q&A. If not, I'm going to pop right out of here and I'm going to go. There was something I was supposed to do tonight. I can't remember. My husband has something for me to do, I think. So thank you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. Either I'm funny or I'm weird. I'm not sure which. All right, you guys, I will be back here next Tuesday for the Cancer Coach Talks. It's been a pleasure to be with you here this evening. Again, my name is Leslie Nance. I am the Cancer Coach. A little weird tonight, but I am the Cancer Coach. Thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. Thank you. Oh, you guys, you're going to make me cry. Somebody's asking if I got vaccinated. No, I have been completely transparent about my vaccine. I am not getting vaccinated unless it becomes a requirement for travel. It is a personal decision, as it should be for you. This is not a decision that you're welcome, Stephanie. Thanks for being here. This is not a decision that you should be making based on what others tell you to do. But my choice is to not get vaccinated for a lot of reasons, which I can share with you real quickly. One, because I work from home and I'm rarely around people, just in a natural setting. I really am super hyper about my health and my well-being and my immune system function. As a coach, I really do walk the walk that I talk. And so I'm super hyper activated about that. I do not have any comorbidities for COVID. I've already had COVID. There's a lot of reasons. I don't live with anybody who's high risk. I cannot tell you to or not to take a vaccine. That would not be responsible for me to even share that information. I just don't think that there's enough known about that at that point. I can tell you that a lot of my clients have had the vaccine and are doing very, very well. Most of them are being treated for cancer. So there are a lot of things to consider when we think about taking a vaccine. And for me personally, it's not a I don't have any of the things on the checklist that I feel like it would be necessary for me. My own father and mother have both had the first round of the COVID vaccine. And so I don't know if that, and I said the very same thing to them that I'm saying to you. I cannot tell you what to do. You have to make your own very, very, very personal decision about that. It's actually how I speak to people about chemotherapy and radiation and cancer treatments as well. I can't make that decision for you. I just know that there are some check boxes that you should think about if it's right for you or not. For my husband and I, we do not, we don't feel the necessity for it. Plus, in the case of it being such a short supply, I certainly wouldn't want to take up at this point. I wouldn't want to take up a vaccine that somebody else could actually utilize that actually needs it. So I hope that that's helpful, and I hope that I'm being super transparent about that and my own feelings about that. So yeah, yes. Not afraid to answer the tough questions about things like that. I know there are a lot of people out there with a lot of conspiracy theories, and it's the same thing I said about the doctor. If you think that something is going to hurt you, the chances of it hurting you are much greater. However, if you stay in neutral and really make a good decision out of clarity and not out of fear and not out of I have to or I don't have to or I'm certainly not going to, then that's the right decision for you. So, and I think everybody should respect everyone's decisions, and I think that everybody should take responsibility for what's important to them. And so, yes, it's a very, very much a personal decision at this point for anyone who is making that decision. So, don't buy into either side of the hype, that it's everything or that it's nothing, or that it's totally not dangerous or that it's dangerous. You have to make a decision that is right for you. And if you're judging other people or spreading fear, then shame on you. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Shame on you, because it is not your decision to make for other people. Bottom line, period. And if anybody's doing that, shame on them. Just saying, right? Yep. Yeah, it's up to you. It is up to you. I know that there are a lot of, and that's where I'm saying, stay out of extremes, right? Stay out of, oh yeah, you must, and oh no, you shouldn't. Stay out of extremes and make a decision that is right for you. If you listen closely enough to your heart will tell you what you should do. You've just got to be open to that discussion, period. So, and I'll go back to say that if it became a requirement for travel, and I am a travel-aholic and I can't wait to travel more, I miss it so very much. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that Robin and I move around the world a lot. And so I'm a bit of a digital nomad. I can do my job from anywhere in the world. And so Robin can't, but I can. And so it's so I am very excited about the potential over the next couple of years of being able to travel freely like I'm used to, or like we are used to. And so if it becomes where it's not a scarce thing and that you have to have it to travel, which the CDC is not leaning that way right now, or the World Health Organization, I'm sorry, is not leaning that way right now. They've actually put out a statement saying that they don't think that that's a good idea to have a vaccine passport, which I'm grateful for. Then that's the only way that I would think. Or if for some reason Robin became, I had a comorbidity or he had a comorbidity, if that came up, then it would definitely be something that I would consider. So yeah, so I hope that helps in the clarity of that. It's a tough subject. And anybody who's sitting in the black or white, to me, is wrong. And anybody who's pushing their opinion on you, black or white, and that is wrong. And it should be a personal decision that you make for yourself. And anything else, in my opinion, is irresponsible from somebody else. Just saying. So there. All right, you guys, I love you very much. I'm going to go do that thing, whatever that thing was that my husband wanted to do. And I will catch you guys next Tuesday. If you're my client, I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. If you have a call booked with me, hallelujah. I cannot wait to meet you. And I look forward to that as well. Please use that link to make a call, make an appointment with me to speak with me one-on-one. And you can also message me here on Facebook if you feel more comfortable with that. I'm happy to do that. So yeah. So, all right, you guys, I love you bunches. And I will, I have to address this comment. Sherry, the trouble with research on it is that it's, that usually satisfies whatever extreme that you're leaning towards. And so you should be educated about it. For sure. Anything you're putting in your body, you should be educated about. It still comes down to the personal decision. And the education should come from a source and not from an opinion of somebody that is just out giving an opinion. I guess that's what I wanted to say about that. That's really what I wanted to say about that, is that you can't just go off of somebody else's opinion. You definitely need to be your own advocate when it comes to this type of information. So All right, you guys, love you bunches. I will see you next Tuesday for the Cancer Coach Talks. Bye, everybody.